My name is CY and this is Inside Out. Thank you for joining me today. Did you watch the last video? I was talking about the value of the family. Well, if you haven't watched it, right after this one you need to watch it because this is a sequel, it's a follow-up of that video. This is the 1st of September and let's do this.
I will run, I will climb, I will soar. I'm undefeated. Oh,
how differently you parent from how your parents have been doing it or your parents did it in the past. I want us to zoom in on 4 different aspects of parenting that you can do differently or the same depending on how you were brought up. Well, the first instance right here, I'm going to refer to my notes, is your birth situation. Like, how were you born? Where were you born? Who gave birth to you? The situation, the whole situation and the conditions surrounding your birth. Maybe you were brought up in a home situation or not. Maybe you were brought up by a single mother. Maybe you were brought up by a single father. Maybe your mother even passed away during childbearing. Maybe some very sad situations surrounded your birth. Maybe it just happened out of a one night thing. Maybe your parents were not married. Maybe it happened out of adultery or fornication. Maybe your mom gave birth to you while she was at school studying. Maybe it was wanted or unwanted. Well, what's important is that you made it. Congratulations, you are here. Welcome to the world. Now you are growing up. Now you have grown up. Now you are a parent. How are you going to change that? You have to make an intentional effort in order to change the situation in which you were born. If you do not like it, how are you going to change it? It's not just going to happen by default. Well, now it doesn't even matter how you were born. The truth is that you made it into this world. And remember, the Bible says in Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5 that before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you, I ordained you to be a prophet unto the nations. That's what's important. God knew you. It may have happened that you were a mistake, you were not wanted, you defiled the condom, but you are here. That's what's important. You are not the product of other people's mistakes. Well, people may have made mistakes and you are here, but you can forge ahead and be a bright and shining light. You can ensure that your children don't come into this world through that same means. Excuse me. It's gonna have to take a mindset renewal. Well, a friend of mine told me that she was born in an unpleasant situation. Like, her parents were never married to each other, and her dad has his own life and her mom has her own life, and she is the only child of that union. And so she swore to herself that she's not gonna give birth out of wedlock because she knows what it means, like growing up with stepmother, growing up with stepfather, going over to your grandmother's place to stay there for a while because your home situation is not the best. Probably your mom is staying with her husband, who is your stepfather, your dad is staying with his wife, who is your stepmother. I bet you those are situations that arise. To some people, it just happened like that. They couldn't change it. But now you've got a decision. You can change that. You can change the situation in which your kids come into this world. If you have made up your mind that you want to get married before having your children, then stay at it. It's not just going to happen like that. Remember, opportunities are going to be presenting themselves to you left and right for you to do otherwise. Si le mari ne vient pas, il faut accoucher l'enfant. Tu reviens me donner. Je vais prendre soin de l'enfant, s'il te plaît. Many people are going to tell you that. But what do you want? It comes back to you, okay? If you were born out of wedlock, do you want your children to be born out of wedlock? It depends on you. If you were brought up by a single mother, do you want to bring up your children as a single mother? It depends on you. Single parenting happens as an undesirable situation to some people. Other people choose to go down that lane. So it depends on you alone. What are your choices? Remember that you've got to stand by your choices with intentional effort so that you are not swayed off the track. The second aspect is the number of children. 你要几个孩子? How many kids do you want? Well, sometimes it's not about want. It's about the real situation. How many kids can you afford? Financially, emotionally. Well, let's leave the financial part. We're going to talk in depth about it. Like, how many kids can your level of maturity handle? Talking about your reproductive system, it doesn't look at maturity. Oh, you can give birth to 10 children if it's only about your reproductive system. As those kids are coming out, you need to have capable hands to take care of them. Like, how many kids can your mental ability take? Because kids are a handful. Now this depends on so many things. Where do you live? If you live back in your country, if you live in Cameroon, it may be easier for you. Like, there are going to be people popping in every year and there to help you take care of the kids. You're going to have help here and there. You can even find a nanny easily. And it's true that good nannies are scarce. You can find a nanny if you live at home to take care of your kids. But if you live abroad, depending on the country where you live, it's gonna be hard to have so many kids like that. Like, taking care of kids, it can blow your mind off. Take it from me. So how many kids do you want? How many kids can you afford? Everyone is going to say to you, congratulations for getting pregnant or for giving birth to children, but it doesn't end there. The real life is when the nurse, after she has showered the child for like 2-3 days during your stay in the hospital, she gives you that child. Sister, take, go home and see the manifestations of your works. That's when you would know that, washi mama, je suis une mère, I am a mom. Like, you need to be ready for that. Are you ready to take care of a child? Are you ready to be patient to listen to this little human being talk to you all the nice things and all the trivial things in this world? Are you ready to stoop down low to hear them talk about their problems that don't even matter at all? Yesterday was orientation for 2 of my kids. I've got 2 kids, and it dawned on me that I'm a mom when they added me to the WhatsApp group or the WeChat group. They put me in Henry's class WeChat group, and then they put me in Kaylin's class WeChat group for parents. And then I was trying to manage the two, only 2. Oh, I told myself, yes, I'm a mom. Imagine that you have 5 now. You'll be answering with WhatsApp messages from child A, teacher, child B, teacher. Well, that's even just the list about it. When you come back home, you're tired. You need to listen to these children. You need to plan for them. You need to know that, okay, this one needs milk, this one needs a school uniform, this one needs underwear, this one needs a new shoe, this one needs this one she's getting she's growing up, I need to take care of her female parts. This one, I need to teach her this one is growing into a teenager, this one is growing into... It's a lot of work. How much can you handle? And no one is gonna clap for you because you're taking care of your kids. Well, they'll say, oh, that's good, you're doing a good job, but that is your responsibility. Apart from that, you've got other things to handle. You've got other relationships to keep. Maybe relationship with your work, your work, your colleagues at work, relationship with your group at church, relationship with your extended family. No, people don't want to hear that, oh, she's taking care of kids so she cannot even say hello to me. People are like, are you too busy that you cannot say hello to me? Are you too busy that you cannot help me find that thing online? Are you too busy that you cannot send me money? Apart from your immediate family, you've got other relationships. Apart from taking care of your kids, you've got other things to do. You've got to blossom in your career. You've got other things to learn. The world is waiting for you to manifest. Well, if you've got 5 children and no hope, it's going to be practically impossible for you to do any other thing, meaning that you're just going to dedicate your time taking care of your kids. That is why I bring it back to you. Have the number of kids that you can take care of. Do not get insane because you're taking care of kids. Like, you need your sanity, you need your mental balance when you're taking care of kids. Kids are gonna throw you any kind of childishness. That is who they are. You can't really stop them. So be strong enough be balanced and be well-footed in order to take care of these kids. Some people like to do wide gap spacing, like after the first child they have the second one after about 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Other people just want to do it all at once. Maybe every year they are pregnant. Well, personally, I would not want to do that to myself. I cannot take my hand and kill myself by myself like that in this very diaspora where I'm living. I cannot. So I decided that after one kid, it's 3 years. I'm not saying that is wrong, oh, please, oh, you can do it just the way you're comfortable with. No, the idea is to not lose yourself. The idea is to not grow crazy and bad and just grow into depression or mental anxiety because you're taking care of kids. Please, oh, it's a stage, but you need to be sane in that stage. Do not lose yourself because you're taking care of kids. Have the number of kids that you can afford, and do not give birth every year if you do not have help. You can give birth every year if you have help. Please, taking care of kids, mafan, it is difficult. The next thing we're going to talk about is the financial situation. Yes. How was your financial situation growing up? You see, if your dad was that kind of person, the way you say, daddy, I need a new school bag, you say okay. The next morning you call family meeting only to tell you about how the stock exchange market is behaving these days, or how money is a legal tender, how money passes from hand to hand. They'll give you a whole lecture about the economy because you need new school bag. You buy it though, but the way you buy, you'll be pitying him now as if you have become a liability. Meanwhile, I said, oh, I did not give birth to myself by myself. Maybe you gave birth to me. You gave birth to me. So if I ask you for a new school bag, it's because I need it. What about the things that you don't need though? You just want. Where are they going to come from? In order to be comfortable, you need money. That's the truth. You need money in order to be comfortable. And so the number of children that you have, which are your responsibility, is going to depend on your pocket. Don't be that kind of person that your wife is pregnant, you say, now God give you, no, c'est Dieu qui a donné. And then you'll be thinking, then you'll be banking on your brother or your sister that is in America, that I will just, when this one is 4 years or 5 years, my sister will just take over, or probably I'll just send you for holidays at my sister's place. Please do not bank on people's money. No matter how rich they are, no matter how kind they are, your kids are your own responsibility. And in order to ensure that you provide for your kids to the maximum, or you provide for your kids what they need in life, as far as finances are concerned, then it still comes back to the same thing. You don't need many kids. Let me tell you, the Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. If you are the kind of parent that says that the kid should work for everything, you're going against the Bible. And the Bible says that if you cannot provide for your own household, you are worse than fidelis. You are worse than an infidel. You are worse than an infidel. So you need to provide for your own household. You need to, when you're giving birth to this kid, have a plan. Like, I'm working on this now, my finances are like this, you can afford 3 kids, you can take care of 3 kids. Yes, because when your kids are born, your meeting people will bring diapers, your church people will bring diapers, your colleagues at work will bring diapers, they will bring clothes left, right, center. You can use those diapers till when your kid is 1 year old. After that, sister, on your own, nobody will ask you how much is your child's school fees. So when your child starts school, that's when you will know that kaki no be letter for real. When your child starts school, you will know that school fees is expensive. See, I went to my son's school, kindergarten, and they told me only the duvet, the school bag, and the school uniform is 800 yuan. See, my heart was bubbling inside, but I did not just want to make economical. Please, now the economy of my country is already taking care of itself. I should not add to its problems. So I had to pop out 800 like a big girl. I'm like, show me the code, let me scan. For duvet. In my mind, I was like, if I go to the market and buy this duvet, it will come back to maybe 200. Then we'll just add the uniforms, will be 500. What's that extra 300? I said, let me just behave myself. Like a big girl, let me behave myself. I popped out 800. On the other side, I had to pay for my daughter's meals at school, and it was 500. Oh well, it was 500 kwai. Those were just meals before uniforms before, and I only have two. My sister, my brother. Please, so teach your children financial independence. I'm not saying that you should be extravagant. I'm not saying before your child says I want a CA, before he says R, you have already bought it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying provide for your children. Provide for your children so they will not be running to Uncle A. God did not ever intend that Uncle A should be the one to provide your basic necessities for your children. You are the provider of the basic necessities for your children. Other people may just pop up to help you with your children financially here and there, but no one will snatch your child from you conveniently to take care of, because that child is first of all your responsibility. And have a plan for each child. Which uni will she go, which high school, which life throws a lot of things at us. I know it can be difficult at times, but have a plan. And it's important to speak to God about each one of your children, because in fact they are his creatures and you are just a custodian taking care of this creatures here on earth. Now the last one we are going to talk about is discipline. In those days, how were you disciplined? How did your parents discipline you? I realized that the frustration of having too many kids, not being able to meet up with financial, emotional, psychological needs of the kids, it just threw parents off balance, such that they become fussy at any little thing. You just say, "Mommy, good morning." Why did you keep that in there? Did I not tell you that? This is any little thing, they are sparking up, they are flaring up. Emotions are just flaring here and there. The house becomes tense. You cannot even say, "Mommy, can I have one ice cream?" Is that a want or a need? Didn't they teach you about needs and wants? Every little thing they shout at you. I know in those days, most dads, the relationship in the house between parents, between dad and kids was really, really very tense. Most of us only looked at our dads as the provider. Like his job is to provide my school fees, my basic things. When you write the list, go give him. Say, tomorrow I'll give you. I'm even saying, what's this thing here? Soap. You need a soap dish. What's the soap dish for? Can you not put the soap in your titipe? What's this soap dish for? You need another bag. Is this how to spare backpack? All the money I'm paying at school, what is it for? To just be shouting at you for any little thing, such that the home now becomes like a rigid place for you to grow up with. Still in the line of daddy kids relationships, because the daddies were the providers, they were looked upon as the providers, those who labor and toil, that the children should be comfortable. Thank you, daddies. Thank you, Eshesas. Thank you. But now, coming to the part of discipline, you only see daddy has raised his belt. Before he raises his belt, just be running away, because when daddy raises his belt, my sister, it is dangerous. So the trend was daddy has no time to talk to the kids in those days. Like, you see, you should not be doing this, you should not be doing. His job is provide and beat. Provide and beat. Like, if he just hears that you were not at school today, you did not go to school today, lie down there, knee down there, lie down there, knee down there. Oh, we have got to change that, daddies. Today, please pick up a book and study about how to discipline your child. Today, give yourself to knowledge. The world has evolved. There's a better way of doing things right now. So pick up books, read, and acquaint yourself with how to parent, especially when it comes to discipline. Before you pick up a cane, before you raise up your hand, raise up an altar of prayer. And before you pick up a cane, start a conversation with your child. The child may be hurting, the child may be going through a lot, and you think that beating up that child or raising your voice and yelling at that child is the way to go. But before you do that, listen. The child may be speaking trash, rubbish, but please just listen to your child first. And I've just realized there's no need to shout. You can be assertive, yet you can be assertive without yelling. There's no need to shout. There's no need to raise up a cane. There's no need to shake up the house. I know that by default we just do it. Hey, put that in there. Because that is how we were raised. But it's got to be, you've got to decide that I want to change this. I must not yell at my child, scold, threaten the child any instance. Don't you see that that's not important at all. So listen to your child and hear them out. Well, the most important thing is to speak to Jesus about your children. Before you raise a Cain, raise an altar. Pray for them, pray for your household, pray for the plans that you have for them, and seek the Bible says that I know the plans I have for you, and it's for each of our children as well. Pray for these plans that the Lord has for them and ask Him for directions concerning each one of your children. Be intentional, be hands-on, and be calculative about being a better parent, changing the way it was done, reversing the status quo, and taking contemporary parenting to a whole new level. Guess what you're going to do next? You are gonna subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.